Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Goldfinch. The Goldfinch is a novel-to-film adaptation that follows the story of a young boy who struggles to cope with the passing of his mother and his entire life basically being blown up as he passes from one bad situation to the next, and we, as the audience, get to join him in reflecting on his life as we delve through a journey of forgiveness and redemption. Now, I was actually pretty excited for The Goldfinch. I thought the trailers looked really interesting. They intrigued me. The cast intrigued me with Ansel Elgort and Nicole Kidman particularly. It seemed like a film with a whole lot of potential and a whole lot to offer. Yeah, well, potential not met, unfortunately. This was quite the slog. So, let's go ahead and kick off with the positives first. I mentioned Nicole Kidman, and she particularly, I thought, was really strong in the film. She gives a very understated performance, but there's so much in this really kind of steely outwardness that she portrays. There's so much under that surface, and she does it so well. Ansel Elgort is also very good. Honestly, the cast at large is very good. The young actor who plays Theo is strong as well, so the actors give it their all. Technically, the movie is also really solid. The cinematography mostly looks beautiful. The transitions, in particular, were really well handled. And the shot composition, actually, was very beautiful. Plus, I like a film that revolves around art. I enjoyed what we had to say about the meaning of art and how kind of art, particularly, whether it be architectural or paint or music, whatever the case might be, how art transcends us, how it transcends mortality, and the importance of letting art transcend mortality. I thought all of that actually was a really cool message for a film to have, and I really enjoyed that aspect to it. I think the forgiveness aspect also was solid. The redemption, which is a big part of what we're talking about in the film, not handled great. Yeah, that's about all of the positives I have for the film. Unfortunately, it's just not very good. So kicking off our negatives on the film, well, the script is darn near incoherent. So this is a film that's nearly 2.5 hours long, and you feel every single second of that runtime because we drag for such long periods of time. But the problem is, even though it drags and it feels maybe even longer than its 2.5 hour runtime, it needed to be like twice as long because nothing gets explored, nothing is given attention, nothing is properly developed. So when we get to supposed emotional moments, or we get to these big confrontational moments, or anything, honestly, in the film, it's hollow because nothing is earned. We're told certain characters are really close to other characters or that they really care for other people in this film, but it just rings as words because we're never shown that. There are so many relationships that our main character Theo goes through throughout this film, and yet all of them feel fleeting at best because we don't spend much time with any of these other characters. This long lost romance situation is happening in the film. Doesn't make sense because we don't get to see it, and it's like, okay, I mean, I guess something binded you two together, but who cares, honestly? I mean, what? Literally, every relationship in this film feels inconsequential, and thus the film feels inconsequential. The fact that nothing is given proper time, proper due, proper development makes this movie drag on and on and on and on. When you don't care about the relationships, when you don't care about the characters, and when the plot is a jumbled, just scrambled eggs type of mess, it's hard to be invested even in the slightest. The score is okay, but really generic. And our characters, including Theo, our main character, just struggle to relate. They struggle to come across. So we have what is supposed to be a redemption arc, but I mean, literally everything leading up to moment of redemption is terrible. So it's like, what are we doing here? Again, you can say the words, you can speak that all the bad we've done might lead to some good, but honestly, it doesn't ring true in the film. Nothing in this movie rings true. It's going through the steps, it's going through the dramas, it's giving you the allegories as if it's just checking box after box after box to give you a serious, thoughtful drama. And in turn, it didn't make a very good film, it didn't make a very thoughtful film, and it leaves you with this really, really bland, boring, scattered mess of a movie. Yikes. So overall, The Goldfinch had a lot there. And unfortunately, I have not read the novel itself, but this feels as though it would translate so much better to the page, where it has time to breathe, where it has time to explore all of these deep relationships and all of these deep regrets to a full extent. But as it stands, how it translates to film, it doesn't work. It really turned out to be quite the disappointment. So, if you are a fan of the book, I would give The Goldfinch a rental. I definitely think it's worth checking out how the book was adapted to screen. If you've been intrigued by the trailers, give it a watch, but nothing more than a rental. Otherwise, you can just catch this for free when it comes on TV. There's not really a need to pay for The Goldfinch. So, that is my review of The Goldfinch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see The Goldfinch? And have you read the book? If you have, what are your thoughts on translating it onto the big screen? Let me know either in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!